Hey, good morning, folks. Just touching base before I head out this morning. Should be arriving in Ohio sometime this afternoon. Wanted to point out that this coward, I don't know what he is. I know he's a liar, lied to me, but lied to everybody. He's absolutely lying to everybody. I can't help but, let me turn this down. Where is it? Volume, there we go. So I'm heading out. I just, I see these people. I see these people on Fox News. And again, this isn't about Fox News. It's about Fox News for me because I just switched from Democrat to Republican about a year and a half ago. But then I was barely technically a Democrat, trust me there. I ran for office for supervisor of elections in 2004 with no political affiliation, right? Why should the person counting the vote have a political affiliation? I'm not a partisan type of person. But what they're doing is just wrong, right? I'm going to show you something this afternoon, hopefully, on an interview I'm planning to do when I arrive in Ohio. I'm not going to say who or where because the problem is I got a lot of people telling me that I shouldn't go to Ohio. They're saying that there's infrastructure in place that once you get into Ohio, they can't help me. And I'm just thinking, wow, I'm literally a verified DOD whistleblower. I was an information assurance security officer for the Department of Defense for 10 years. I filed a whistleblower complaint against General James Jones Dynology in 2015 when they constructively terminated my employment for the purpose of the fact that I refused to provide administrative access to a classified network, to a division chief that didn't have the memorandums, the proper documentation to have administrative access to that network. It's called national security, folks. It's called Army regulations. It's called DOD regulations. And if I were to give that person access, which people do all the time because they are afraid to lose their damn job, you'll see I've got, the emails that I have. These aren't classified. Nothing I'm talking about is classified. Everything I'm talking about is public knowledge. Go to clearforce.com, right? People are attacking Millie and her family right now and completely ignoring the fact that clearforce.com, if you go to their about page and you look at who's on the board of directors, the people that are determining whether or not you get a job that you're applying for now or lose a job is Obama's former national security advisor, Obama's former head of the CIA. The only thing that I've added to this conversation is the fact that a small component of the ClearForce application of clearforce.com was built from the core of the ShadowNet. I know this for a fact. I know this, right? But what does that add to it? It adds to the fact that, okay, a DoD taxpayer-funded psychological warfare application was used to build the core of this, but the core of this is the whole concept of ClearForce and this social credit scores is just wrong, right? So it's like, screw the ShadowNet component, a DoD taxpayer-funded weapon component of it, which it's tough to kind of, say screw that, but okay, set that aside. Is Millie Weaver your biggest problem? I don't think so. Dan Bongino, Fox News, MSNBC, Mika Brzezinski, Jillian Turner, former vice president for Jones Group International, Fox News host, VP of the company that owns the ShadowNet, right? Same address as me. We need to find out what's going on here, folks. I know what's going on because the same thing I was hired to do by General Jones overseas is what I'm seeing them doing right now here in America. And that's as jacked up as it gets. And if you want to sit there and say, "Oh, Dan Bongino, oh, you got the Bongino," no, he's a freaking IIA asset. His actions, every action since I met him and handed him my key tam and showed and told him who I was and how this connects to literally a book. Screw the fact that says he's not a journalist. Okay, well, you're a freaking author that wrote a book called Spygate, and someone who brought you factual information that contradicts and or provides more context to the book that you published. Well, what responsibility do you have there, Mr. Bongino? Right? And now Dan all of a sudden opens up a freaking social media platform, Parler. Oh my God, people, wake up. Democrat or Republican, and President Trump, I've supported you from the beginning. I've seen nothing. And the moment that I had I seen anything that indicated that you were behind this, I would be talking about that as well. I've seen nothing. In fact, I've looked so closely at this. All I've seen are instances where you've turned it down. And I'm talking specifically to 2016. What you did prior to 2016, I could give two craps about, really, unless it directly related to, McCain's campaign in 08 and social and what Manafort and Stone were up to. But I don't remember you being big friends with John McCain back then. Right? I certainly don't remember you being friends with John McCain in 2016. I remember you speaking the truth, President Trump. I remember you speaking the truth. I remember you saying, we need to drain the swamp, everybody. And I'm out here trying to do my little part, and I swear to God, please, I need your help, boss. Really do. I'm afraid to not afraid of anything. But I'm on high alert right now. Why should a freaking American patriot, an Afghanistan veteran, be on alert, worried about going from one state to another right now because of corruption in a deep state that has separated a mother from her family and are trying to take her daughter away today? Right? So instead of trying to figure out if that's what purposes or reasoning behind that is, let's just say it's just far too coincidental with me being on the phone as it's being uploaded and the cops showing up and taking them away as the documentary exposing some of the highest levels of corruption in our government. And what I can personally testify to has been covered up by Devin Nunes, by Adam Schiff, by Nancy Pelosi, by Lindsey Graham. Shook his hand. Told him my story. He never would take my call back. I even drove back and spoke to his people a year later. People, we got to fix this. I'm heading out now. It's sunrise. I'm not really giving out as much information on my location. People want to track me, they can track me, but I'm not going to make it easy for them. And things are not going to be as easy for them right now as they were before because people are watching them. Good day and God bless.